What is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be discussing another really great piece of news regarding console Fortnite. Sometime early Monday morning, the official PS4 Twitter account randomly announced that they'd be hosting a solos tournament named the Fortnite Celebration Cup. The dates for this event are scheduled for the 15th and 16th of February, and it's going to have a total prize pool of $1 million US, so definitely pretty significant. It's also an open tournament, which means anybody can play. You don't need to have a certain amount of arena points or any other qualifier. And along with the monetary prize pool, the tournament will also include certain cosmetic rewards for the top 5%, top 25%, and top 50% of finishers, which we'll get into more detail about in a little. So after not having a single console-only tournament for the first 2 years or so of Fortnite's existence, in just the last 6 months we've had the $1 million Xbox-only tournament, the Winter Royale, and now a $1 million PS4-only tournament. Plus, on top of that, we've also gotten a ton of those weekly console platform cash cups. So now, let's get into more detail about this PS4 Fortnite Celebration tournament, because I've seen a lot of players confused about certain aspects of it. Alright, so the first thing that I want to cover here is the general format, timing, and reward system for this event. So probably the biggest thing people are confused about involves the reward distribution. So this is a 2-day tournament like I mentioned in the intro. The first day is Saturday, February 15th, and the second day is Sunday, February 16th. However, you can earn money on both of those days. On the first day, the 15th, the prizes are purely cosmetics and the rewards are the exact same for every region. If you finish in the top 50% in any region, you'll be rewarded with the Take Cover in-game cosmetic spray. So when you consider the fact that probably 20 to 30% of people are only going to play 1 to 2 games and quit, if you try at all and play the entire set of games, that prize should pretty much be an absolute slam dunk. But again, it's only a spray, so I don't think too many people will be hyped about that. Then, if you finish in the top 25% of any region, which also shouldn't be super difficult, you'll get the Wild Accent Pickaxe and also the spray from finishing in the top 50%. And finally, if you finish top 5%, which is probably going to be somewhat difficult for a lot of players, you'll get the Tango skin and also the previous 2 rewards I mentioned. So I would guess that on Saturday, people aren't going to be absolutely trying their hearts out, mainly due to the fact that there isn't any actual money on the line. It's still a competitive event and there's still prizes at stake though, so I would personally recommend playing at least a little on that first day. You can get a cool skin and pickaxe for free, and maybe more importantly, kinda hone your strategy for the next day when it really matters. So the second day, which again is Sunday the 16th, is when it really starts to get juicy. This single day is when all $1 million are going to be given out. So first, let's briefly take a look at the prize pool for the 2 most popular regions, Europe and NA East. We'll start with Europe here since it's actually the biggest prize pool, and you can tell right off the bat that this is very similar to what you saw with the Winter Royale. This isn't a tournament where anybody's going to be walking away with a ton of money, but a lot of people are going to be walking away with some solid cash. Top 10 ranges from 1.1k to 3k, top 100 is 400 to 900, and then it starts to drop all the way down to top 1500, which is still a solid $200. And keep in mind, this is a solo tournament, so unlike the Winter Royale, this money is all yours. No need to split it with a teammate. Then, moving on to NA East, top 10 goes from 2.5k for first down to 900 for 10th, it's 275 to 800 for top 100, and then again down to 200, but this time it's for the top 1,000 players instead of top 1,500. And I'm not going to show any other regions here since they kinda vary a lot, but I'll be sure to link the full rules page down in the description below so you can check any other region you may be interested in. So now, let's get into the rules and general format of how exactly this is going to work. We know that each session will be 3 hours long, and the maximum amount of games per session will be 10. So basically, the exact same time and total matches as a typical cash cup. Now, one thing we're not 100% sure about yet is the actual time of day the event will take place. The Winter Royale started at 5 p.m. local time for each region, and since it was a 4-hour-long event, lasted until 9. But the weekly cash cups that are only 3 hours start at 6 p.m. and also obviously end at 9. So since this is a 3-hour ordeal, I would definitely put my money on 6 p.m. as the starting time, but 5 p.m. is also a possibility, so just keep that in mind if you're making any plans for this. And we'll know for sure when they actually add the event into the game, which should be happening very soon. Now, the scoring system here is also very interesting. A Victory Royale is worth 10 points, top 5 placement gives you 7 points, top 15 placement gives you 5, and top 25 placement gives you 3. Also, eliminations are still worth the typical 1 point each. Knowing this scoring system is actually incredibly important because it's dramatically different than the scoring system of a normal solo cash cup. And just to showcase that, let's quickly compare each placement level and the amount of points it gives. So in a typical solo cash cup, or even hype night, a Victory Royale was worth 3 points, and here it's worth 10. A top 5 placement was worth 2 points, here it's 7. Top 15 was also 2, here it's 5, and the only thing that's the same is that in both, a top 25 placement is worth 3 points. So in a cash cup, the total placement points you'd get from a win would be 10. In this tournament, it's a whopping 25. And when you account for the fact that eliminations are still worth 1 point each, I don't think it takes a genius to understand that placement, and especially top 15 placement, is going to be so ridiculously important here. Just to put it in perspective, a guy that gets 22 kills and finishes in 16th place would get less points than a guy who gets a 1-kill win. At least in my opinion, that's just absolutely crazy to think about. So this tournament, in my opinion, is so good for a variety of different reasons. First off, and obviously the biggest one, is that much like the Winter Royale, you don't have to be a top 0.0001% player to make money. In tournaments like the FNCS and World Cup, that's kinda how it goes. But here, top 1500 or top 1000 is a lot more realistic of a goal for the majority of players. And one thing you need to remember about this compared to the Winter Royale is that theoretically, the amount of players competing should be about half as many. The Winter Royale was also console only just like this tournament is, but that included both Xbox and PS4 players, while this one is PS4 only. Sure, I've already seen some examples of top Xbox or controller on PC players either dusting off their old PS4 or buying a totally new one just for this event, but that's obviously such a small amount of players that it barely moves the needle. So even if you just get the lowest prize on 2 to 3 different regions, you're looking at about $500, which is still really solid for playing a video game for one day. And even for the players that don't think they have a chance at winning any money on day 2, the cosmetic prizes of day 1 are still a cool little thing to shoot for. Playing events like this, even if there's only skins on the line instead of money, is still really great practice and will guaranteed make you a better player. Also, since this is console only, it serves as a nice little break from the forced cross-platform matchmaking of regular pubs and arena mode that so many console players hate. The final positive is something I actually alluded to a bit in the intro. This tournament is just another step towards the development of a legitimate competitive console Fortnite scene. The Winter Royale and these weekly cash cups have been huge for that, and I feel like we're finally seeing some console players gain large followings for consistently performing well in all these tournaments. You really didn't see that at all with any other competitive events in Fortnite history because console players simply didn't stand a chance. And I, along with many other people, always thought that was so stupid because console is literally the #1 most popular platform that people play Fortnite on. So to make console players pretty much invisible in the competitive scene just never really made sense to me, but luckily it appears like that's finally starting to change now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. If you're a PS4 player, let me know if you plan on playing this Fortnite Celebration Cup, and also how excited you are for it. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.